Okay, so this is the data that you would have downloaded, the data file Progress Housing v2. It's an Excel file. One important thing to start off doing is basically make the data so you can see everything. So click here so that everything is selected, and then one of the columns, double click so everything is spread out and you can see what all the data is. The first thing to notice is that here you have headings. Okay, so these headings relate to each customer. You have the customer names and then their address and their email. And then the second thing to really note are these numbers here. So numbers start with 1, go up to 90, and then there's a break. Start at 1 again, go up to 90, and then there's a break. Okay. And they start at 1, and again, go up to 90. There's no more after this. Okay. The reason why there's 90 columns with each section is because it's data for 3 months. So each column represents 1 day, day 1, day 2, day 3. Each of these groups of 90 days either relate to gas consumption, okay, or they relate to electricity consumption, which I can try and find. Okay, electricity consumption, or they relate to electricity generated. Okay, so this is all the data we have. And if you remember, what we've got to do is use this data, okay, and the prices provided to provide data that will give us accurate pricing and will provide a bill. So what I've done is I've done the first part of this, which I'm going to show you here. Okay, so a key thing is you need a lookup table, and you get this from the criteria from the brief that's in your document, and these are all there. If I look here, I think I've got their costs. I've created it as a table, and then what I've done is I've split up the data. So I split up the data to be gas consumption. Okay, gas consumption data is here. So this is the data. I've only got 90 things. What I've also done, I've created a sort of, I've frozen the pane here so that I can keep the address data all there. What I've done here, created another table with total consumption, an average per day. Okay, I'll let you work out how you do that. I've also formatted the table, okay, made it look better. That's my gas consumption data. I've got electricity consumption data, okay, and then I've got, should also have electricity generation data. That's using the data that they've got. But then they also want costs. So if we look at so I've got gas consumption cost. So what I've used is basically I've taken this, okay, and I've used the cost lookup, and so if it's gas consumption, I've used the gas price and I've multiplied it by the gas consumption, and that appears in this table. Okay, you can't write all of these out. You've got to have some kind of formula. Okay, you can see a formula. I'll take it away to create this. Okay, so you need to look good and you need to be able to work all this out. Once you have the formula created, you can do it for the whole table. Right. So I've got here the total cost. So the total cost is always going to be this way rather than that way because each customer is a row, not a column. So the total cost is just adding up all of those things there. I wrote it at an average. We all know how to do average. And then VAT, well, we know what VAT, because we've got a lookup table, VAT there. You multiply it by the VAT. Okay, then once you've done that for every single table, you start to get a big sort of load of data, really. And you can start to create then a billing sheet. Now, I have the customer name, the address, the email, and I've got their electricity consumption here, and I've got the costs, including VAT here. Now, this is all using VLOOKUP because what I've done here is I've done what we know, which is data validation. So I drop down, I choose the name, I get the new address, get the new total of the consumption. This is in kilowatts, and then I get the cost. Notice that I've got all the values, so things like this are all in currency. I go here, look, it's currency, whereas this is just a number. Okay, the VLOOKUPs are there. Okay, and what you've got to do is try and create something like this. Now, this is not the only way to do it. There's loads of ways you can do this. This is just the way I did it. It's just an idea of what you could do to get this completed.